Hello everybody and welcome to Crusader Kings 3, which might just become my new Paradox favorite, at least of the grand strategy genre. It's so well done. It's basically Crusader Kings 2, just better. Better in almost every aspect. So I'm really digging it, and it just released. Usually Paradox games release in somewhat of an iffy state and they get better over time, but this one really knocked it out of the park right on release. So I'm so excited to be playing it and to be showcasing it with you guys. So we will jump straight in. I should mention that this first Let's Play will be an actual Let's Play. So we'll just take our time, enjoy the ride, and I'm not going to be cutting a whole lot. We're going to keep it whole. In future playthroughs, I'm going to be cutting out a little bit of the slower stuff, but for this one, I think I really want to showcase how it plays and how it feels, and for that, I'm not going to be cutting anything. Now, there are two starting dates, 1867 and 1066. 1867 basically being the Viking battles and the fight for England and so on, and the aftermath of Charlemagne, whereas 1066 is, it's made on the Bridge of Stamford from the date, so when the big battle for England was, the three-way battle between King Harold, William of Normandy, and the Danish king. And yeah, so those are the two start dates, but we're going to into the 1066 because you just have a little bit more tech, and I think that's nice. Now, for the country that we're going to play, or the ruler that we're going to play, I've been thinking a lot. Like, there are a lot of countries that I want to play. I definitely want to play as a chiefdom. I think Prussia or Pomerania speak the most to me of the chiefdoms up here. They work very differently to, for example, how the Christians or how the Muslims work. So I think we're going to do Prussia in our next campaign. And I do want to play Spain, one of the Spanish kingdoms, because this basically is the birth of Crusader Kings. Like, when Crusader Kings 2 originally released, this was what you would play. You would play either one of the Muslim faiths or one of the Christian faiths in Spain. Now, I also want to try out the African tribes. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick there yet. I haven't decided at all yet, but we want to try that. But for our first Let's Play, where we take our time, I think we just want to play the most standard experience we can, which is going to be a Christian ruler in Europe. It's just how Crusader Kings used to be before all the DLCs of Crusader Kings 2. And we're going to do that. Now, I've been thinking a lot about where I want to go. There are so many. I'm going to save England because I want to play England in the 1867 start and fight against the Vikings and stuff. Go full on the Last Kingdom kind of a style. And that basically leaves Italy, the Roman Empire, and France, and possibly Spain, though I think that one also needs its very own campaign. So, after long consideration, I decided I just want to go somewhere where it's nice. Like, I want to have a vacation-like Let's Play. And well, I've ended up looking at the Count of Carcassonne. It's a tiny county in the south of France. He is under the Duke of Toulouse, even though he's not his de jure liege. His de jure liege would be the Duke of Languedoc, but that one doesn't exist. The Count of Toulouse has both. The Duke of Toulouse has both. He is young, and his stats, by the way, are randomized, so I don't know what I'm getting. We're gonna actually look at that once we are in game, because then we also see the training that we have received. Again, it's randomized, so we don't really know what we're getting, but we're going to be playing as him. Now, for our goal, the long-term goal will be to become a king. To be precise, I think it's going to be to become the king of Aquitaine, which is basically southern France, or the king of France itself. Though that is still open, I'm honestly just going to go more where life takes us. I'm more into this right now for the road than for the ending. So I think we just see what happens, and we kind of enjoy the weirdness of Crusader Kings that will happen around us. And then we'll see. If we grow, we grow, and if we don't, we don't. It will just be a fun little let's play. And then all the challenges and stuff we'll do in the next ones. With that said, no further ado, let's go in. We can actually switch on Iron Man. Actually, I'm not gonna switch it on because I'm a bit scared of the game crashing on me, because it did crash a lot on me. Not a lot, but like once every few hours it would crash on me. So I'm a bit scared of losing progress for this Let's Play. So I think we're not going to be playing on Iron Man, but we're going to play it like Iron Man. Like, I'm not going to reload or anything. Anyway, let's jump in and have a quick look at our character. Now, our character is zealous, which means we have increased martial, increased piety. Other faiths hate us, which is okay. Faith conversion cost is up, which is okay. Opinion of zealous characters is up, and cynical characters don't like us. This is good for us. The martial and the piety is really going to help, and we're not going to be dealing too much with different faiths in our first lifetime. Like Count Raymond he won't do too much in Spain, I think. We'll see, and maybe he will go crusading, but then the other faith won't like us anyway. So I think we'll be okay with that. Wrathful means our diplomacy is down. Our martial is up even more. So our martial is actually really good. Our martial is up even more. Our intrigue is down a little bit. So we're more likely to be murdered. But we have natural dread plus 20. That's really good. Dread is new for those who don't know anything about the game. I'm going to assume that you don't really know how the game works. Dread is how much we're feared, and there is a base to which it will always gravitate. So we can do stuff that increases dread or decreases dread, but it will always tick towards this base, and this base now is 20 because of this. Dread is super powerful. If it's really high and people are really scared of you, they will do anything you say. It's better than them liking you. Like, being feared in this game is better than being liked. So that's really good, actually. And forgiving means diplomacy goes up, which is nice. Intrigue goes further down. Our intrigue is absolute garbage. It's 1. Though the 1 in stewardship is actually worse, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Prisoner opinion is up. I don't care about that. Learning is up a little bit. That's okay, but not too important. And forgiving is up. Vengeful is down, so that doesn't really matter. It's also increased piety. So we have pretty good piety income. The big problem we have is our stewardship is complete garbage. Now, stewardship being garbage means A, we get less taxes, as you can see, so we're gonna be struggling a bit with money, but more importantly, it means our domain limit is extremely small. By the way, it was called domain in Crusader Kings 2. It was just written like Desmone or whatever, but it was still pronounced domain. Now, oh, and we are an amateurish plotter, which is level 1. It's the worst education we could basically have. If we're being completely honest. It's a level 1 education, so it's the worst type of education. And it's an intrigue. And I don't like the intrigue skill trees. So we're going to talk about the skill trees in a moment, but that's a really bad. This is probably the worst it could have been. So altogether, I kind of hate this character, if I'm being honest. The stewardship, the low stewardship is terrible. The low intrigue means we're going to get murdered. The low diplomacy means everyone hates us. The general opinion is down. We can fight a little bit, but honestly, fighting isn't that important. And the level size plus 4, like, how much does that matter? Prowess is okay. And we do get a lot of faith or piety, so that's nice. But piety is not going to be our limiting factor, because we have different limiting factors than that. Let's have a quick look at our 2 counties. We have the county of Carcassonne with a castle, which is my direct holding. We have a temple and we have a city. And in Béziers, we have, again, my castle, we have no holding here, and we have a city. So we have 2 mayors and 1 bishop under our command, and we can build 1 more holding if we ever get enough money for it. And we already have built pastures and barracks, which isn't too bad, but not too good either. Now about the lifestyle, basically this is our skill tree for our character. It dies with him, so when we play as his son, we get to pick a different one. Now, because of our terrible education, we only get 10% more experience in this. But then again, it is intrigue, so it doesn't really matter to us because I hate the intrigue one anyway. Usually on my first character, I would probably go for diplomacy or martial. In diplomacy, there's the August tree, which gives you tons of prestige, which is amazing. And in the in the martial one, there is overseer, which gives you tons of control, which is arguably even better. But we're gonna have to go for the stewardship one, because the architect goes down and it gives you more domain, and it basically makes it so you get a little bit more. It's decent. It also will give us a little bit more taxes, and since with the low stewardship we won't be getting a whole lot of tax, this was nice. Also, the popular opinion will help people not rebel against us, like farmers not rebel against us and stuff. Here's a little bit of extra stewardship. I think the architect tree is exactly what we need, and if we go for the domain focus, we at least get a stewardship +3, so we're a little bit less terrible at it. We are still complete garbage at it, like we'll still say terrible, and it's not wrong to say it's still terrible, but it's better than nothing. We also need to get married. I immediately want to start on producing good offspring, so we're gonna look at good inheritable traits. Hale, comely, quick. Quick is kind of bad. Like, quick is the direction I want to go, but quick is it doesn't actually mean moving fast. It means catching on quick, as it says on the bottom. So basically, most traits come in 3 tiers. So it goes quick, intelligent, genius. I would love to get something that I can pass down to my children that makes them better. So if we could get like a genius, that would be amazing. I would absolutely adore to have a genius, actually. There's a lot of beautiful women here. Beautiful isn't too bad either. And if we roleplay, and I kind of want to roleplay, I think beautiful and quick, I wouldn't mind Pesca. Beautiful and quick is nice. Like, from a role-playing perspective, getting a beautiful, smart woman, that sounds like a nice thing to do, right? And I don't really see something way better right now, so we're gonna go for this beautiful and smart woman, Pesca. We're gonna lose a little bit of prestige because she's a nobody. So everyone's gonna go like, oh, he didn't score a countess. He has to go for a commoner. But where love falls. If we look here, we can fabricate a claim. I know that, because you always can. We can negotiate an alliance with Count Raymond Bernard of Albi, which is this county right here next to us. I think having a really close ally is going to be good. We can do that, by the way, because our sister is married to him. But our mother isn't married. So we can marry our mother. I think that's her. Yes. We can marry our mother away in order to get an alliance. Now, I don't care about traits anymore, because we're not going to play as whoever she gets. We can marry into the chiefdom of Yamtfer. Yeah, but I think that's in Norway. Yeah, Norway, Sweden. I think that actually belongs to Sweden, now that I think about it. But yeah, England. Though he would be way weaker. Another Norwegian. Or Santias. Honestly, this is so much closer. Even though it's weaker, I think this is gonna be the one I want to go for. He is weaker, but he is closer. So the chance that he can help me is just higher. We are 4th in line of succession of Albi. 4th in line. I'm not going to be murdering 3 people right down the beginning. And he was pretty young, right? Yeah, he's 36. So he's probably going to make more babies. So by the time I will have murdered the other 4, he'll have made more. It's easier if we just attack him and take his county that way. Let's have a quick look at our council. We have our bishop, who's going to be fabricating, and I'm immediately going to be fabricating on Montpellier. We're going to try to secure the French coast, basically. Our chancellor, he can get us a bit of prestige, or he can increase direct vassal opinion. I don't really care too much about direct vassal opinion, because I only have 2 or 3, so it doesn't matter much. By the way, we should try and sway our bishop, because he doesn't like us too much. He does endorse us, but I want him to endorse us even more. So for now, we're going to go for that. We can increase development or collect taxes. I think we can increase development in our capital. It gives us 0.1 less now, but that's okay. Because we don't get that many taxes right now. But if we get up the development, it basically means we get more money. Like development, if you have... It's how big the cities and stuff are, right? Now, he can organize levies or train commanders. He'll obviously organize levies because we don't have a standing army, and he will disrupt schemes because we're not really scheming right now. And so he can just stop other people from trying to scheme, and we can unpause. I know in the beginning it always takes a little bit of time until everything starts rolling, but we'll just increase the speed a little bit. I'm just giving this away. That was just our marriage proposals and stuff going through. Now, our wedding celebration, the big question is, do I pay for it or do other people pay for it? And we're gonna make other people pay for it. No, we are paying for it. Excuse me. We are paying for it. And the reason for that is it gives us immediate prestige bonus. And with the immediate prestige, we can increase our crown authority. Now, again, if you're new to CK2 and don't know what crown authority means, it basically is how autonomous our vassals are, how much they get to decide their lives. By increasing this, we can revoke their titles if they speak up. Also, we can change our succession laws, and they have to give us at least a little bit, no matter how much they hate us and so on. So there's a few good things, a few good reasons why you always want to increase it. If you increase it even further, you even get better traits for it. Like, if you increase it to high crown authorities, your vassals can no longer fight amongst each other, which is good if you're like a duke. Because otherwise your counts might be taking counties from other counts and become super powerful. Whereas if they can't do it because you have high crown authority, they will never grow inside your realm, and you'll never have like super powerful vassals, which is good. And now one thing we want to do as well, if we already can do it, I'm not sure, is I do want the High Partition. Now, this is our succession law. It's basically how we pass down our lands. So if I die, what my children get. Now, you arguably don't have to do this as the very first thing, but it actually gets harder to do later because you're going to have more vassals that need to agree. And we did have the prestige, so we might as well do it right now. Basically, on normal partition, all children get the same amount. So if you have 4 children and 4 counties, every child gets 1 county. If you, with a high partition, the main one, the one you will play, gets a little bit more land. With 4 counties, it wouldn't matter, but basically you lose less on death, which I like. Now, the problem is that in this reason, for a reason I don't really understand, Primogeniture, which is like the main medieval way of passing it down, everything goes to the firstborn, right? You only get it very late. You get it by like 1300, maybe. Like, you can not possibly get it for 1200 because it's a late medieval tech, and those get unlocked at the earliest then. And then you still need to research it. So you won't have it researched before 1250, and even then it's unlikely. It's probably more like 1300. So for the vast majority of the game, you won't have Primogeniture, and your country will always be divided on your death. And I think the reason why they made it like that, why they kind of made Primogeniture not a thing, is so you don't grow as fast, because you always keep getting divided back up. But I don't know. I don't like it. It feels like artificial and difficulty to me, and I'm not a big fan of artificial difficulty. Now, we do have a few decisions we could take. We actually could go on a pilgrimage, but I want more money. I want 125, because that's the amount of money it costs to go to Jerusalem, and I want to go on the biggest pilgrimage there is. We can also host a feast, which gives us a little bit more prestige. The pilgrimage gives us a little bit more piety. The hunt can also give us a bit more prestige. And all 3 of them can spawn events. Now, the nice thing about pilgrimage is that you also get the pilgrim trait at the end, which just increases your piety gain a little bit more. We already have a decent piety gain. I still think the 125 for becoming a pilgrim are very well spent money. And in these times, like, we are a medieval count, right? We really want to become a pilgrim. Now, we do have our beautiful wife, who is a dishonorable villain. So that's a thing. Yeah. The problem with that is if there's like a murder scheme on me, she's quite likely to join it and murder me. As additional payment in a recent trade, I find myself in possession of a large herd of cattle. I've been assured that the animals are of the highest quality, but the question of what we should be done with them remains. Now, we can get the cattle herd, which gives us 10% growth. We can get the large cattle herd, but there's a chance we don't, which gives us 20% growth, and we can just gain some money. I think I want the large cattle herd. It would be a shame if we spend some prestige instead of getting the cattle herd, but we have a higher chance, so if it was 50-50 I wouldn't do it, but I'm a bit of a gambler, so I think we can do it, and it failed terribly. What a start, what a start. That cattle herd would have been really nice. We can ask the Pope for gold. Now, usually that's a kind of bad idea, because you need the Pope to like you and it makes him like you less. But right now we kind of can do it. He'll forget about it over time. It will take a little bit of time though. Like, it will take 15 years for him to forget that we asked for gold. But in the next 15 years, I'm not going to ask him for any claims. And that's the main thing why you need the Pope to ask, to like you, because he's the one giving you new claims. Like anyone, you can go, you can request a claim, and if the Pope likes you, he's going to give it to you for a little bit of piety. Actually, if we hadn't just gotten the money, I could have immediately gotten a claim here on Foix. Guess that was a mistake, but still, the money is in good hands, and I'm actually going to go on a pilgrimage with the money. Now we're going to go to Jerusalem. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of God. My destination lies far from home, but in service to heaven, even my own realm must wait. And yeah, we're going to go across the planet now. The Mystic. Count Sisij is one of the stranger people I have met on this journey. He seems to be a firm believer, but also expounds on the true nature of God and what it means. All night, his tent is lit up by the candles within, and occasionally strange chanting and unusual incense flows from it. I am wholly unprepared when Siege bids me to enter. This seems like I might get touched. Strange smells in the middle of the night, and then a strange man goes like, "Come into my tent." This all smells of heresy to me. I'm actually going to do this. I can use the piety from it, and my court chaplain, I'm sure this is, yeah, he's going to like me more. So we're going to do this. It's a good outcome for me. I'm not sure what the other one would have done. I don't know the thing, but this is okay. Bandits! I wake to the noise of chaos in camp, but it only takes me a few moments to realize what is happening. We are under attack. Bandits are swarming our tents and wagons, while our guards do what they can to resist. Where is my swords? There's a 64% chance I fight them off, and I get Aspiring Blade Master. Prawn is +3 forever, and disease resistance up, or I might get wounded. There has to be someone around here I can hide. I spent my prestige, and there's a 50% chance I get wounded, so this one's definitely better. Or I can pay a ransom. We're not paying the bandits. The only thing we're kind of good at is beating people up. So we're gonna go beat them up. And we have beaten them up, and we got the Aspiring Blade Master. This is actually really good. Now we got this, and the prawn is good, and I do like the disease resistance. No other city in the world has a history quite like Jerusalem. In addition to the many other holy sites there, the city contains the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built over the combined places where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Standing outside of the Temple Mount, with my hands on the western wall, I find myself reflecting on everything that has happened on my journey to this city of legend. So we get 624 piety for this, which is a lot. We get the monthly piety plus 10%, and the faith up, and monthly piety per night. So basically we are now stocked in piety. Also, we have increased our level of devotion to faithful by this. So I think doing an early pilgrimage is always a great idea. Now, in our attempt to sway him, we can emphasize on those shared interests, or trying to maintain it subtly. He immediately likes me a lot more, and this has a low chance. We're just gonna go with this. Also, are we done with the swaying? Because I think I want to sway someone else now. What we're going to do... Nah, sorry. And we are back home. I actually want to sway someone else. Let's start swaying the Pope. He's already liking me. Like, the court chaplain already likes me a whole lot. I don't need... He's already at 100%. I didn't even need to get that far. So yeah, we're gonna try and sway the Pope. And in 7 months, we will have a claim on Montpellier. We might even get a claim. We could give him money, but I don't think I want to spend my money on that. Let's speed up the thing a little bit. And greetings, my liege. I write to inform you of the most appalling discovery I made about Mayor Amanias. The man is engaging in unsavourable and dishonourable activities behind your back. I sincerely hope that bringing this sensitive information to your attention will prove my wavering loyalty. So, my spy master, who's also a mayor, is giving me a hook. So one of the mayors likes me less, no matter what I do. But I get a weak hook on one of them. I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to take the weak hook on Mayor Amadeus, which I think is the mayor of... No, Mayor Garcia is my spy master. Mayor Amadeus is my chancellor. He likes me a little bit less now, but he'll have to live with that. And we do have the hook on him, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. We could blackmail him to gain a hook. We're gonna blackmail him. He agreed to it. He doesn't like me now a whole lot because he's blackmailed, but he's gonna have to live with that. We're going to go for the tax increase. That's gonna be nice. And let's see if we can actually use that hook on him. We can imprison him with it, and we could revoke the title. Now, the problem with revoking the title is I can't hold that title, so it doesn't actually help me. I can imprison him and then release him for money, but it's just gonna make him hate me. So right now, he just hates me a whole lot because of what I did, but it didn't really give me anything good. So, maybe one day that hook will be important. Though hooks usually do die with you. Alright. We have our very first claim. It's on the county of Montpellier. And we will immediately act on it. He is weaker. We don't really have much more troops than him. But we do have an ally and he doesn't. So we will declare this war. And we will ask our allies to join. Albi is the weaker ally, but he still should have enough troops to support me. Actually, Asturias is way stronger, right? He has 3 times the troops. So we're going to call him in. I'm only calling one in because it costs prestige to call people into wars. Oh, I actually have 700 levy. I didn't need to call anyone in. I didn't realize I was that strong. I did not realize I had 700 levy. Oh, it's because I'm really good at marshalling. Yeah. Usually, counts this early in the game have like 400, like him, like 400, 500. Like he's already, he's gonna be decent at marshalling already. All right, I'm attacking him in the woods. That's actually a bad attack right here. I might lose this. Yeah, that was a terrible battle. I was playing that very, very disappointingly. Thankfully, I did call him in. If I hadn't called him in, this would have been an absolute disaster. Thankfully, now it isn't. He's going to murder him, no problem. And my wife is pregnant. Perfect. And I'm just going to go to his capital and siege it. The big advantage of sieging the capital instead of chasing down his army is I lose less troops than I do in open field battle, and I do get a bit of money for, well, sieging the place. So he's a strong vassal, but he does kind of hate me. Now, I could use him as a spy master, I guess. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him a spy master. It's usually a terrible idea to make people who hate you your spy master, but he doesn't hate me now that I've made him this, so it's okay. And then I can get him in here and him in here, and now I have decent people on all jobs. I think this is the best way of handling it. We can actually hurry up. He cannot siege it down. He doesn't have enough troops for it, so he's just gonna lose troops. And we've gotten a daughter. Also, let's go for a good occitanian name. Heloise. I like Heloise. Alright, let's go for that. And we have 100%, so we can enact it. And now we own Montpellier. We already should have done this. I was a little bit too late. We're going to get a claim on foi, please. And I'm gonna have the church give me a claim on UC. Unfortunately, we are at a truce with him, so we can't act on it right now. But if I can get the claim right now, I will want it eventually anyway, so I'm taking it. So we have the truth until 76. Anyway, that has been half an hour, so we're gonna make a quick pause right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.